Saturday's UFC 305 event will mark the promotion's annual stop in Australia, and fans in the host city of Perth are in for a treat. The card features some huge fights involving some of Australia and New Zealand's best fighters, most notably Nigerian-born Kiwi Israel Adesanya, who will attempt to recapture the middleweight belt from South Africa's Dricus du Plessis in the headliner. Adesanya is considered one of the best middleweights in MMA history, but he lost the title with a shock decision defeat to Sean Strickland last year. Strickland then surrendered the belt with a decision loss to du Plessis this past January, which paved the way for this weekend's showdown at the RAC Arena. Interestingly, Adesanya was originally supposed to fight du Plessis this time last year, when the UFC last touched down in Australia. It was only when the South African was unable to commit to the fight due to nagging injuries that the opportunity went to Strickland. The stakes will be high for both men when they step into the octagon this weekend, and not just because the middleweight belt will be on the line. They share one of the fiercest rivalries in MMA today as two of the foremost fighters from Africa, and they will look to settle that rivalry once and for all in Perth. It's a fight that could go either way and end in the blink of an eye. Keep reading to see how du Plessis and Adesanya match up on paper and for our best shot at a prediction. Du Plessis has big power in his hands and legs, and despite the fact that he tends to move around the octagon like his shoelaces are tied together, he is pretty good at mixing up his shots and setting up combos. The 30-year-old is a good if somewhat unconventional striker with 9 knockouts or TKOs on his record to prove it. In a striking match with Adesanya, however, he is wholly outmatched. The 35-year-old is a former glory kickboxer and easily one of the greatest strikers in MMA history. While he might not possess the same power as du Plessis shot for shot, he is far more technical and far more experienced against world-class strikers, having most famously fought UFC light heavyweight champ Alex Pereira twice in kickboxing and twice in MMA. If this fight unfolds primarily on the feet, it's possible du Plessis can knock Adesanya out. As we've covered, he might be the more powerful puncher in the matchup, and he does have the highest rate of significant strikes landed per minute in the division's history at 6.49. However, the more likely result of a striking match between them is that Adesanya floats just out of the champ's range and either jabs and counters enough to win a decision, or knocks him out with something like the check hook he used to finish Robert Whittaker in 2019.